we spoke about before, like most successful relationships will be a cause of you having a partner who shares similar values to you. Living life by your values and by your mission and your why is the ultimate way to live happily every single day and enjoy the process of your life. And what this podcast is about helping you become happier than you were yesterday.
I think it's like, as coaches, it's really important for us to say how we feel to members. So if we feel like someone can work harder in a session, push a little bit more, try harder with their nutrition. So for us as coaches to just let them get on with it and whatever, we would be doing them a disservice. So it's really important, and it kind of ties in with being honest with the member. Where can they work harder? What can they do more? And saying how we feel in that sense.
Welcome to the Stronger, Fitter, Happier podcast. I'm your host Vin, and today I am joined by the good old Body+Beyond coaches. So you haven't seen their faces on the podcast for a while or heard their voices, should I say, if you don't watch this on YouTube. Then let's give them a big welcome back.
Hey everybody.
Hello everyone.
So they haven't been doing anything interesting. They've just been lazy. No, I'm only messing around. Because we've had guests on recently. The
You've
guests
got rid
have
of
been no. I always invite you guys on. I think when you have guests, you have to kind of cater around the guest timings as opposed to what works for us, and it's not always worked out. But anyway, on to today's episode. So today we've got something actually very, very special and something I'm really excited to talk about. So what we're talking about today is our values. And what we mean by values is values that we coaches have and values that we have at Body+Beyond. If you don't know what Body+Beyond is, it is our personal training business, I guess, personal training brand. So yeah, so these are our values, and these are almost our life values as well. So things that we as people uphold and, go from. So the reason why we're talking about values is because when you steer away from your values, you don't know what you value, or you're not quite in tune or living life to your values, it can make you unhappy very quickly. And we won't go too deep into that, but living life by your values and by your mission and your why is the ultimate way to live happily every single day and enjoy the process of your life. And what this podcast is about helping you become happier than you were yesterday. So if you haven't ever thought about your values or your purpose or your why in life, today's episode hopefully will inspire you to do that. And something I recommend you to check out is Dr. John De Martini. He has a website. I'll put it in the link below because I'm in the show notes. But he has like a little test that he does for finding your values and what is important to you based on what you do every single day in your life. And I've done it before, and it's super useful, and it just identifies your core values that you should be living by based on what you do at the moment. Anyway, so let's start with our vision. So the reason why we're starting with our vision is our ultimate why. Basically what we want from the world, what we want, what we want for the world, what we want for our lives, what we want our mission to be at Body+Beyond. And our mission at Body+Beyond is to help fill the world. Well, our vision, at Body+Beyond is to ultimately help fill the world with happy people who live freely. And what we mean by that is basically people who live life on their terms without restrictions. So we mean people who are living happily without any form of, their body holding them back, their mind holding them back, any restrictions or limitations, and just living ultimately freely. So that is our vision and our ultimate, end goal, if you think. And obviously that will never hopefully it will happen one day, but it is something that is a never-ending thing because there's always a new person born in the world. So, our mission at Body+Beyond is basically what we do every single day. What we do, what we get out of bed for is to help people become stronger, fitter, and happier than they were yesterday. So we want to get to our vision by upholding our mission every single day. And the way we do this is through our values. Now, what I'm going to do is quickly reel off our 6 values. These are what we stand for, what it means to be a Beyonder, and the way we kind of basically deliver our mission of helping people become stronger, fitter, and ultimately happier than they were yesterday. So, number 1 is to have fun. Number 2 is to do the right thing. Number 3 is we are family. Number 4 is say how you feel. Number 5 is strive for progress. And number 6 is go beyond. And these are not like kind of in order of importance or anything like that. It's just the way we've kind of written them. And one connects with the next. And that's why we've kind of written them in that way. But yeah, they're all equally as important as each other to be a Beyonder, to be a part of our like kind of family and what we do and uphold what our main mission is. Now, you may be thinking, it's good for you guys. Why are you telling us this? So we wanted to inspire you to do the same in terms of creating like kind of values and stuff for yourself. So we as coaches are going to go through and share a few stories about how like kind of we've upheld these values and what they mean and kind of dig a bit deeper into them. So if you want to find more about our values and stuff, we'll link it below and you can see the website and check out what each one exactly means and how we, basically demonstrate them. So, without further ado, how do you feel? Can you guys think of any times you've had fun at Body Beyond? I know it's going to be hard to think of that.
I was going to say, there's all the time. Well, actually, we were having a conversation this morning and last week we had a lady that wanted to join Body Beyond, but she wanted to just come and have a look and see what the session was like and see what we're about. She only caught the last 5-10 minutes of a session, but one of the members said, "Oh, that's great. She'll just get to see in that moment how much fun we have." And that was the most important thing that I thought that member said. Like it's so important that she would see how much fun we have, even if it's the last 5 minutes of the session. And one of the members said to me this morning, but it's true, like every session that we come to, we laugh, we smile, like we all get on well with each other and we have fun. And yeah, like I think we do it every time, every day, every session. It's my aim anyway, to make sure that members have fun every session.
I'm so big on it in terms of like the way we write it in our values is like unapologetically be ourselves and like spark joy in everything we do. And when we say spark joy in everything we do, literally that's what we mean. So the way we say hello on a phone, we do it with a smile. We just want you to enjoy the process, basically. Like there's no point trying to become stronger, fitter, and happier and you don't enjoy the process of doing that. So that's why this value is so important, because life without joy is what kind of like, it's misery, isn't it? Like joy is like basically true happiness. Like if you can, because you're not ultimately ever going to be completely happy. Like there's going to be things in life that don't make you feel happy all the time. Like someone who's always happy is it's almost strange, isn't it? You have to have the bad as well as the good. But what you can do is spark joy in every moment, even the bad. And what I mean by that is that when you're going through a tough time, like for example, like one time I remember when my grandfather passed away, which is a horrible time, like for our whole family. But I remember laughter on the way to visit him in the, like we were basically joking about certain things that he used to do and things like that in the, literally outside of the room that he was in on his deathbed, like with my cousins, which is, it might sound like almost like a sickening thing, but why not? Like why can't you put joy into even a moment like that? Why not try to make him laugh? Do you get what I mean?
So true. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's just one thing that we do at Body Beyond. We want you to enjoy the process. We want you to have fun all the time. The next one that is really, really, really important to us is doing the right thing. And now you may be thinking like, well, doesn't everyone do the right thing? Well, unfortunately not in the fitness industry. Maybe not in every industry. There's charlatans out there, scam artists. It's not nice, but we are very big on our members and us doing the right thing. For our members, what that means is we want you to always follow the right approach, not take shortcuts, not try and do quick fixes, fads. And we're the same. Like, Nikhil, like, we were talking about it off camera, but like you were saying, what were you saying anyway? I won't say it for you.
We always try to put health first. And sometimes, what's the saying? Sometimes giving the person what's good for them that moment in time rather than like what they want is a tough decision, right?
Yeah.
Like what someone needs that moment in time may necessarily not be the best thing for them. If that makes sense. I don't know, maybe I'm butchering the statement, but yeah, giving someone what they need rather than what they want, I think is the thing I'm trying to say. But yeah, putting health first always, using an approach without sounding too like sciencey, but is like evidence-based, that's good for them. It's going to sort of best benefit all aspects of their life rather than just a momentary goal that they might have, something to support their day-to-day life outside of training, but then in training as well. It's going to make them feel energetic, productive, all of those sort of things. So yeah, taking an approach that's almost like person-focused.
Yeah, like we're basically doing it with respect, with care, with pride for our member, for the like kind of the person that we're trying to help. Like, how would we want our mum to be helped, like in the exact right way? How do we want anyone who's like super important to us, we treat our members with that same level of respect, the same way we wouldn't like kind of harm anybody. We want that to be done to them, and then the same way back, like we want them to have that do the right thing mentality as well. And that's the only way you'll succeed at Body+Beyond, is by doing the right thing. Whether you're a coach, whether you're a member, whether you're someone who interacts with us on our social media, anything. What is the next one? It is We Are Family. So this one is...
I love this one personally.
Why is that?
I think the other day, one of our members commented on one of our Facebook posts and said, "I love my family," or something like that.
Oh,
yeah.
I
don't know if you remember.
I love my family. That's what it was.
And I think Vinay, you commented back and replied saying, "I love the fact that you didn't, no other thing, but I love the fact that you chose that word to describe us, and it is like, I see I care for everybody like I would care for someone in my family. Like, everyone's supportive, everyone helps each other out. And it's the same, we'll see how us coaches are with each other as well. Like when anyone needs something, like if a member needs something, even if like another member helping out another member, everyone has that support for one another. And I love it. I think for me, it's one of the most important ones.
It's bringing out the best in everyone, isn't it? You always 100%. Want the best for your own family, like who you live with and who's the closest to you. Like, you want the best for your parents, for your sister, for your partner and stuff like that. And it's almost reflected in sort of in the members and Body+Beyond and stuff like that. So, you want the person next to you that's training next to you to do just as well. And I think a good one, an example of it is like, sometimes we'll be in a session when we're in person, and I used to experience this a lot, but other members cheering other members on, like, go on, like you got this sort of thing, or like going through their sprints together and doing it together as a unit rather than,
definitely.
And like we when we word this like on paper and on our website, we talk about it as like we are still individuals who work together. Basically, we push each other to be better. We act, selflessly about and caring more about each other's needs than our own. So what it means is like we don't want you to be selfish. Same with a coach. We don't want them to be what's greater for the team as opposed to for, you. And that may seem like, it sounds like, different, but what we're not trying to say is like, overused word is community. Oh, we have a lovely community, and we have like, like people talk about tribes sometimes, or followers. Like we're not trying to be like that. We want you to be an individual. Like that's what a family is. Everyone in a family doesn't always get on. Like in your own family, you can think of, you're not like every single family member. You clash with some people. We don't care about that. You don't have to be exactly like us. You can have similar values. You don't have to be the exact same. We don't want you to be a clone of coaches or other members. We just want you to have the value that you're going to be supportive of one another. That's really the main thing. And it's like, I remember when I got the horrible news that the gym that we used to operate out of, this is like four years back now maybe, was going to close in a month, and I had to make a video and, you know, let members know. And I'm thinking they're going to panic and, like, you know, start finding other places. And what we got back was what a family does to support people. We got back, like, members saying we're going to get through this. I had people messaging me saying, like, look, I found this spot. All this, like, kind of basically what a family would do when someone's in a time of need. Pull together to help each other out. And that's what our members, I found, do as well for each other. You know, things like bringing in food for one another and that sort of thing. And just being super supportive. Like, there's stories that we can't share on here, but, like, you know, of members being there for one another. And, like, one example I can give is of a recent time where one of our members, literally, I think it was last week, got in touch, said, you know, I can't carry on training with you guys. And their reason was because they are not able to carry on in terms of a time constraint because of something new that's happened in their life with, you know, something that's going on within their own family. So they have to be at home a bit more. So can't come out to see us. And through this time, I know training would support them. It's going to be a stressful time. And training is going to be something that is probably super beneficial for them. So I said, even though you probably won't have the time, you know, what I'd like to do is make our online virtual training membership that we still have because of everything going on in the world complimentary to you, so that you can carry on training with us, whether it's once a month, whenever you need it the most. You could just log in, get a session in, get a bit of a refresh and go about your day. And she was really appreciative of it, quite clearly. And while it's not in, like, when you think, it's not in my own interest, you go, I mean, like, I could have said to her, oh, can I downgrade you to that membership? And, you know, you carry on paying us, you can use it. And I could have tried to convince her to do it. And maybe she would have, but that's not what I wanted to be there for her, as opposed to think about what I could probably get out of the situation, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's one of our biggest values about being a family. The next one is say how you feel. Might seem like a bit of an odd one, but let me just give you a quick explanation of why this is something that is even there. What we want you to know is that your voice matters. Say how you feel, whether you're a coach, whether you're a member, whether you're even someone who follows us on social media. We want you to know is that you matter. What you're feeling matters. And also for coaches, it's just, and members, it's a way of basically telling them, you know, tell the truth, be honest with us, ask for help when you need it, say what you're feeling, say what you're thinking. We want your feedback. We value what you're saying. Yeah. And an example of this that I can give quickly is, like, through this whole pandemic, every step of the way, we've asked our members, do you feel comfortable coming back to the gym? Do you feel, what is it that you want? What is it, like, we've asked for their feedback. How are we getting on? How do you find an online training? What can we do to improve it? Everything's been done with, we want you to say how you feel. And Sadie, I know you had a really good one that you were telling me about before off camera, about say how you feel.
It's funny, I was just going to say, oh shoot, what if I don't remember it? But yeah, one has come to mind, and I can't remember if this is what I said off camera, but I think it's like, as coaches, it's really important for us to say how we feel to members. So if we feel like someone can work harder in a session, push a little bit more, try harder with their nutrition. So for us as coaches to just let them get on with it and whatever, we would be doing them a disservice. So it's really important, and it kind of ties in with being honest with the member. Where can they work harder? What can they do more? And saying how we feel in that sense. Yeah.
And then the next one is striving for progress. Now, this is extremely important for us because we are not the type of community that talks about perfection or, you know, like these perfect dream bodies or like getting to an end goal and looking like, you know, we don't even post before and after pictures that much, like, because we are so big on this one thing. And it's striving progress. And what we mean by that is we grow, we steadily improve by progressing, not perfecting. And like, we don't really have to give you an example of how we uphold this value, but like if I turned around right now, I won't, but you'll see it on our t-shirt. It says stronger, fitter, happier. than yesterday. I know we leave that out on the podcast, the Stronger Fit Happier podcast, but that title has come from our t-shirts. Like we put a slogan on it when we first designed these t-shirts, and on the back at the end, the one of the most important bits is than yesterday. And what that means is basically trying to improve from where you were yesterday. And every day you're not going to do that, even that, but what it basically is trying to encompass is that you don't have to be perfect. There's no like kind of end goal that you need to like get to that is your ultimate, like, you know, whatever. It's all about steadily improving and being better than you were yesterday. And then if you keep your head down and keep working and keep chipping away at that slow, steady progress, one day you'll look up and be so much further along on your journey. And because you've kept your head down, you just focus on progressing, you'll encompass the rest of the values, and especially the one of have fun and enjoy the process. Whereas if you're constantly focused so far ahead on the perfection and how far you are from it, you'll probably never get there. And this is one thing that probably holds people back from achieving things in their life, by not having a value of valuing progress as opposed to, you know, the perfection kind of thing.
Yeah, I had actually saying that, I had a member literally message me about an hour ago, trained this morning, and text me saying, love that session. I died, but it will make me stronger for tomorrow. And I think that's so important. I loved it. Like, I literally text back saying, I love this message. And it's so true. Like, he's not thinking of where he's going to be in 4-6 weeks time. He's just saying that, yes, that was a really hard session, but that will make him better for tomorrow. And I just wanted to put that in there because I think it ties in so well, that little message there. Yeah.
And before you think, oh, we make people die during sessions.
I don't.
I guess it encompasses the next value that we have. It's a good point, actually. Good little segue, Sadie. To go beyond. And this is almost like a mindset of like not accepting that, you know, not accepting anything substandard, if that makes sense. So it's not like, oh, like when we say like, oh, die, like kill yourself, and it's not that kind of thing. It's probably just the word he used.
Yeah, exactly.
Being a hypochondriac. But what we mean is basically give your best on any given day. It's like whether you're, this may sound like a bit weird, but like I don't mean sick and training, but like as in if you're ill, you can, or like, you know, you're not feeling yourself that day, you had a poor quality sleep, you can still give your best on that day. And what that means is your best that day literally may mean just going for a walk. Do you get what I mean? Like I'm not talking about like doing some solid training session or anything like that. It's just giving your best on any given day, demanding more of yourself and not accepting that, you know, this is it. This is my life. Like that is that mindset of like, I can have more, I can do more, I can be better, I can feel better, there's nothing wrong with asking for more. But at the same time, while kind of remaining humble, because otherwise it can lead to like ego and things like that. And also appreciating what you already have and being grateful for where you already are. So you ultimately don't ever feel regret. You don't live with regret. You don't die with regret. And that's what we don't want you to do, because that regret is what, you know, like most people's unhappy thing is. And I don't want any Body+Beyond member to be on their deathbed and go, or anyone in this world, to be honest, to go, you know, I wish I did that.
Yeah.
There's a song by a guy called Russ, I think, anyway.
I don't know who that is.
And I think there's a lyric, he goes, I'd rather say, oh well, than what if. And I think that kind of like encompasses that value quite well. It's about basically saying like, oh well, if you fail, I tried, you know, and not going, you know, like, oh, what if I had done that? What if I had tried to push? What if I had, it's about making our members just know that there's a little next stage for them, that they can keep driving and keep pushing, keep going beyond, and just accepting that, like, you know, they can demand more of their life, but at the same time, just appreciate everything they have and be grateful for their progress, be grateful for everything they've done, they've accomplished, and at the same time, be better and be more. we spoke about it before about like you know, a mum who you may think like, oh, Go Beyond is only for like the go-getters or the excellent, the people that, you know, like the people who live like this ultimate lifestyle. And you know, when like think of someone who's excelling in life.
Yeah.
I don't know. You may just think of that person as a Go Beyonder or a Beyonder. What we mean is anyone can have this Go Beyond attitude. So like an example I gave earlier was about a mum who feels unhappy and overweight and, you know, just not where she wants to be in life. She can still have the Go Beyond attitude because she could basically still say like, I'm going to get up and I'm going to push for more and I'm going to be healthy. I'm going to be fitter. But at the same time, I am still a great mum. Yeah. Just because I'm like, you know, not happy with my fitness levels or like my body shape or whatever, doesn't mean that I'm not a good mum. I'm not a great wife. I'm not a great whatever, you know, is important to her in her life. And that's that encompassing of Go Beyond. It's about demanding more, but pushing yourself for more as well. So taking action, not just talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have anything to add to the values side of things? I know, Nikhil, you were talking about a lot of like things that you're working on at the moment in terms of like values and stuff and why they're important.
Yeah, no, I think it's tied in nicely, but I was just going to like say about the sort of Go Beyond. It's almost like you have like, you're happy in yourself. You understand where you are, but you sort of almost project yourself into the future and almost continue to strive towards that. But again, yeah, not from that sort of like douchey, like millionaire sort of, you know, how you're saying like, it doesn't have to be sort of that
such a big ego thing.
Like. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't have to be like that grind harder mentality, almost like, oh, you have to turn up or go hard or go home. Or it's not like that. It's almost as if like you're just doing a little bit every day to be better. And all of them almost tie in like nicely with that Go Beyond one, because it's, you know, doing a little bit each day to be stronger, doing a little bit each day to be fitter, happier. And it's all for like that than yesterday. So yeah.
I think looking at the Go Beyond in a different kind of view from like a coach's perspective, like I certainly see as me going above and beyond for our members. So things like checking in with members when they're on freeze. So if someone's not trained with us at the time, just going beyond and checking in, seeing if they're still okay, which is something you don't have to do, but it's going beyond for them and making sure that, yes, they're still okay and stuff like that. So looking at it from a little bit of a different angle there, all three of us always go above and beyond for anyone that trains with us. Yeah,
it's just about kind of pushing yourself to be better, I guess, isn't it? Like not accepting, like look at what you do, Sadie, like, and Nikhil and me, I guess, like every year we do courses, we do things. It's basically like encompassing the do the right thing.
Yeah,
we are family almost. Like because we're basically doing the right thing for our family and going beyond to be better coaches, but also progressing in our careers. It's literally like the type of people we want to attract in our life, the type of people we want to basically push towards, to be better, to the type of people we want to attract as well as like, you know, move forward with. Do you get what I mean? So this is why like having your values out there and open is so important for you as an individual, to not to progress and not to like, you could just do you get what I mean? Like you just know what values you have, like that's just fine. Like, you know, you might just know them, but like having like doing a task like this of like writing it down and like living within those values and like living to your purpose and your why is a super useful thing to do, because it allows you to then live life purposefully, like essentially, and move forward with like vigor and like kind of basically like with a mission almost, without sounding too like airy-fairy. And also, like we said about attract, like Nikhil's doing it because he was trying to attract people like that within his life. And same thing with like partners and things that we spoke about before. Like most successful relationships will be a cause of you having a partner who shares similar values to you, not someone, I don't know, who looks attractive, but you don't actually have any...
They're the same values,
kind of like, share values with, or someone who basically wants something different from you in life. you know, like we were speaking of, like I was talking to my partner about it, and we were just talking about, like, you know, we work well together because we have similar values, but at the same time we're not the same person. So we can disagree on minor things, like, I don't know, like what TV program we might want to watch, or what dinner we may want to eat, or whatever, like what color we may want to paint the wall. But ultimately, when it comes to things like, oh, what we spend our money on, for example, because we share similar values, or how we want to raise our children, we share similar values, we're not going to disagree on the major decisions in life. And just even for that reason, identifying your values and then like kind of moving forward with that vigor is a way to go. And we obviously have it because we want to attract the right coaches and the right people into Body and Beyond. But in your life, if you want to be happy and you want to live with purpose, it's important that you identify your values and identify your why. Obviously, we talk about it as a vision and a mission. And my daughter's trying to get involved. But we talk about it for these reasons because, you know, like that's our why. Like if you want to achieve a goal, why is that you're trying to achieve those goals? It's important you have those mission and like kind of like of what you're trying to get to as well. But that's a topic for another day. I think we've already covered that on a past episode anyway. Yeah, covered by the importance of having a why. Anyway, I think my daughter's getting a bit impatient, and we have come to the end of this episode. She's saying, "Get off there, Daddy." Anyway, is there anything you guys like to add to what we have to say today?
No, that's it from me.
All right, perfect. So if you're still listening to this, if you're still watching, then what I would like you to do is take a screenshot of your phone right now, pop it up on your stories on Instagram, tag Nikhil with his Instagram handle that is super difficult to remember. So Nikhil, you're gonna have to spell it out.
Nikhil with 2 I's .s.
And Sadie
Sadie underscore. Wait, actually, is that? I don't know. Is that my Instagram? It is. Sadie.
Yeah, is that?
Sadie underscore Body Beyond.
And mine's is Vin and Beyond.
Why do we make this so difficult for ourselves?
Yeah, I know.
We're going to change it.
So anyway, tag us all, tag us and tag Body and Beyond as well. So at Body and Beyond UK. And we will see it. And then we can see that you're listening to us. But otherwise, also, you can leave a comment. You can share it with a friend. You can leave us a review. All of these things massively support us and help us out, and subscribe as well, because it just increases the reach that other people can listen to this podcast. So yeah, please do that. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed that episode. I hope it made you think, and I hope it helps you live a stronger, fitter, and happier life. Over and out. Take care, guys.